Does that work? I think that works. Hey everyone, thanks for waiting. Thanks for joining me. And welcome. Welcome to my live stream every Monday night. I am Clay Emo. I'm at Connect Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for live for Monday night, December the 14th. This is where we get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. And right off the bat, as I adjust this, because I think it's still too high, let's see how that, it's weird. Like I'm looking up there, but then I'm looking at my computer down here. Okay, I think we're almost there. Let's go. Oh, that's still not right. Give me a sec. You think this guy would like figure this out before we start, right? Okay, let's try that. And I think if we do that, okay, we're gonna go with that. Hey everyone, thanks for being here. And right off the bat, you know what I'm gonna ask you to do. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I think you already have, that's why you're here. You can like this video if you want to. And like the fact that we're all together tonight on a Monday night, as per usual. And no matter where you are, whether you're in Steveston, in Richmond, whether you're in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, you know that I appreciate you being here, and you know that I do not take any of you for granted. No matter how big, no matter how small these streams are, you know that I appreciate you being here. And yeah, I just like a chance at least once a week, which will increase as we talked about last week, but at least once a week for us to get together and chat about the Canucks, chat about life, and check in with one another. Yeah, last week you guys were very helpful to me. I asked a lot of questions about, live streams and what time to do them and what format to do them and Canucks versus, covering the rest of the NHL. So I took a lot of that advice to heart, and I'll be working on some things over the next month or so. Because a couple of cool things, actually 3 things I'll tell you about real quick. Today is the 31st dating anniversary for Gail and me. So I started dating my lovely wife Gail back in high school, back in 1989. I know 95% of you weren't even alive back then, but yes, we started dating in high school. I was in grade 10, she was in grade 9. And if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you saw that I posted a video today from a vlog that Gail and I did 4 years ago, where we just started laughing uncontrollably. And I just think it's kind of a cute look into our relationship. So that's the first thing, 31-year anniversary today, dating. 11 years, 31 years, what was I gonna say? Yeah, 11 years dating and then 20 years married. Second thing is I finished my final exam for my 3rd of 12 courses. I'm doing a Master of Theology out of the Augustine Institute out of Denver, big Catholic college out there. So I finished my final exam on Friday, got 82%, not bad, not good, but a lot better than not great, but a lot better than I did on my accounting exams. And yes, now I'm free for a month. I don't have another course to do for another month. So I'm really excited for that break. So, and I'm gonna devote a lot of that time and energy to beefing up my YouTube channel, which I'm excited about, get ready for the start of the season. And lastly, my fantasy team. I won the regular season pool. We have 10 guys, top 4 make the playoffs, and we have 2 prize pools of 50% for the regular season. I won that at 12-2, and then now it's the playoffs, the top 4. And my son Sean, who started the season 0-4, won basically 7 of the last 10 weeks, and he finished 7-7, and he shot all the way up to 3rd place. So I played against number 4, Sean plays against number 2. Sean and I could meet in the finals, would be pretty sick. Okay, so that's a couple things for you. Oh, and I played bowling. I bowled last night. I won my matchup. I beat my coach. Of course, my handicap helped, but I beat him 3 games to 1 plus totals. So I beat him 4 games to 1. So that's exciting as well. Okay, I got 40 seconds to wrap up what I did in this past week. On Tuesday, I vlogged about Quinn Hughes being named the best defenseman playing on a Canadian team. Wednesday, I talked about divisional realignment according to Pierre LeBrun. Thursday, I talked about Wednesday as well, Jalen Chatfield signing a 1-year, 2-way contract. On Friday, also on Thursday, I talked about Pedersen and Hughes being in their prime and opportunities to take advantage of other teams as part of the Seattle expansion draft. On Friday, I talked about the Canadian division, more exciting than the Pacific division. On Saturday, I talked about, on Saturday, I talked about Bieksa, Burrows, and Kessler on the virtual hot stove. On Sunday, I talked about Colson and Kostwar making the World Juniors. Then I had my Ask Me Anything. And then I also had Tyler Grayback signing a 1-year, 2-way contract. And then today was my Zoom chat with Marie Huey. Okay, I'm 10 seconds late, but that's okay. Let's get into all your comments. By the way, I watched a lot of other YouTubers live streams, and I noticed that they don't even, or maybe everyone else knew this except for me, and you guys tried to teach me this in the playoffs. They certainly don't read every single comment, maybe because they get way more comments than I do, or their streams are way bigger. You guys know I try my best to acknowledge all the comments, but I noticed that they kind of just pick and choose, and they just kind of react, and they don't even read the question, because they presume that everyone else on the stream can read the questions, and they simply answer questions without even referring to who they're answering sometimes. So here's, we started this last week. It's kind of fun. One or two. I can't believe I'm doing this again, but I had so much fun. By the way, I got a new chair, so I'm not going to sink. See, a nice new chair, so I'm not going to sink today. Okay. Leave a one or two. Leave a one if you like the way that I actually read every single comment and try acknowledge, affirm, or answer the question, even if it's not a question. Leave a one if you like it when I do that, type of one. Or leave a two if you think, no, I should just kind of pick and choose what I want to read and not even repeat the question. Just start answering comments flat out. Okay, everyone's saying one. I know it's a lot more work, but I don't mind doing it. That's kind of my style, and maybe it's because these streams are small enough. Okay, that's enough ones. Okay, thank you for your feedback. So let's go. Fangirl Gaming. Hi Clay. Now that players are returning to Vancouver to quarantine, does that mean January 13th is confirmed as the start date for the NHL season? Nope. No, not confirmed yet. That's what they're aiming for. But if it takes a while to get this deal ratified, return to play, I could see that easily bumping back to late January or the start of February. So yes, January 13th is not a confirmed start date yet. Arso, hey Clay, I won't be able to make it today, but I just want to stop by and say hi. Hope you guys have a great stream. Thanks, Arso. I don't think you're here to hear this, but thanks anyways. Thanks for popping by. Coach Rob, hi everyone. John, hi. Debut Hunter, hi all. Hey all, thanks for being here, you guys. Andrew, besides Team Canada, who do you think has the greatest chance to win the World Juniors Tournament? US, Russia? Yeah, I love Canada's offense. I love the US offense, and they have Spencer Knight in net. Russia was the silver medalist last year with Podkolzin, so that's always gonna be exciting. I know Sweden and Finland, we don't know as much about their players, but they're always really good teams. But yeah, if I had to, not including Canada, I think US and Russia, I'd put a slightly ahead of the other three teams, or at least Sweden and Finland, but it's so close. As you know, World Junior Hockey, it's so exciting because it's a lot of good offensive plays, but they make a lot of mistakes too. So sometimes it's hard to pick a favorite. But I see Canada, US, and Russia potentially as being the three medalist teams for sure. Edmund, hello Clay. Do you feel the Seahawks like Jekyll and Hyde? Like what Seahawks team are we getting? But they did play the Jets though. Yes. So I wore the Seahawks not just because they won. I was going to wear it anyways, but that was a crazy victory, 40-3, I think. Yeah, we'll see if the defense can hold up and Russell Wilson's on his game. They're a very, very good team, but we will also see in the middle of the season that sometimes they struggle. So we'll see. We shall see. But obviously, I'm hoping for the best. Dexter, it's not a Clay stream without him adjusting his camera at the start of every stream. That's true. Because it's one thing, when I start the stream or when I'm setting up, it's kind of fuzzy and I can't really see. And then it's not until I press go live, then I see what it looks like. And I'm always crooked. In fact, I'm a little bit crooked right now. I can tell by the line on top of my head, but that's okay. We'll survive. But thank you, Dexter, for always being here. Daz Money. Hey, Clay and chat. Hello, Daz Money. Fangirl, at this point, I'm assuming the church I attend is doing virtual Christmas Eve, as they haven't announced yet. Yes, you will probably be correct, Fangirl. Rome, a dislike, come on, seriously. Yeah, so it's someone that takes the time to come in here, which is nice of them, but then it's also someone who takes the time to dislike the video, which is fine. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm a 46-year-old man, but that's still, it still perplexes me a little bit, but that's okay. I can handle it. But if anyone else wants to give it a thumbs up to kind of bury that thumbs down, I won't complain about that either. Nick, hi Clay, hope you're doing well. Your new thumbnails look good. Thanks, Nick. Still work in progress, and actually, I don't know how to use Photoshop. My son Jacob did the one for Marie today, chatting with Marie Huey in my Zoom chat with my good friend Marie. Oh, thanks for the extra thumbs up, you guys. He did a little bit of an outline on my Canucks picture in my black skate jersey, so I use that for Ask Me Anything and live streams. And then right now I don't know what I'm gonna do with my daily videos. I'm still doing that easy Canva thing where it's just one side is the title and one side is the picture. It's the easiest for me to do, but given that I'll have more time because I'm off work next week for 2 weeks, I think I might save the special thumbnails though for like Zoom chats and for storytelling videos. I want to try and do some more storytelling stuff, but we shall see. Oh, by the way, no, I will save this to the end. So I'm going to write it down now so I don't forget. 2, 1. Okay. But thank you, Nick. I appreciate that you've noticed that I've tried changing this up a little bit, but certainly going to do a lot more as we go. And I think once the Canucks start, the views will start going up again, especially if I start to do post-game live streams, if not every game, at least every other game, depending on what night of the week is. I think that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Dexter says, happy anniversary. Thank you, Dexter. Edmund, also, did you hear on Twitter from Satyar, reports of the Canucks being interested in Travis Hamrnick, but cap issues are a thing, but also the Calgary Thief Canucks want to re-sign Travis too. Yes, I've heard Hamrnick's name quite a bit today. It would be a good third pairing right shot D-man, but I've also said if you're going to sign him for a 1-year deal, why not roll with Rafferty or Chatfield? I like Hamrnick. He's slowed down a little bit, but I do like him, so I wouldn't mind if the Canucks got him. Fangirl, great Zoom chat with Marie today, Clay. I enjoyed it. Thank you, Fangirl. I know you commented as well. I appreciate that. Peter Hughes, happy anniversary, Clay. I wasn't born yet when you both started dating. Thank you, Peter Hughes. I know that a lot of according to my list, you guys know I make this list. A lot of you guys weren't born. Actually, by the way, I wrote someone's name down who's 42 years old last week, and I can't even read my own writing. So if you're 42 years old, somehow, it looks like it says Jamie. No, I don't know. If you're 42 years old and you're in here today, make yourself known like right now so I can rewrite your name. But thank you, Peter Hughes. Peter Hughes, how old are you? Write that down as well. I want to add you to my list because I know you comment on my videos a lot. So so Andrew's 43. Okay, it wasn't you because it was someone who's 42 for sure. So, but I'm gonna write down Andrew. And Peter Hughes, how old are you? I'll write you down as well. Okay, Dexter says, show us the name. Okay, you guys know my writing is horrible. It's right there, this one. So believe it or not, that says 42. And I can't read my own writing. It's this one right here. I don't know if you guys can read any of this. Anyone? So Peter Hughes is 30. Oh, I put him in the wrong column. I put him in the Peter Hughes is 30. No, Dexter, Andrew is the one that I just wrote down below it. Dell says he's 48. The Deuce Man. Okay, Peter Hughes is 30. Okay, we'll get back to this later. I might have to type this up. Oh, that's right. Unless Andrew. Okay, we'll see. Okay. Michael, hey, sorry for missing last week's live stream. No problem, Michael. Come when you can. I'm glad you're here. Peter Hughes, I'm glad the COVID vaccine is coming to BC tomorrow. Yes, exciting times. It's going to take almost a whole year until. Okay, Dexter, just for you, man. Not that's Andrew. I just wrote down that 43. This name right here. Who is that? What kind of writing is that? That is brutal. What does that say? I don't even know. Okay. Nux fan, I hope you got a chance to watch those 2 videos. I rewatched the mountain hockey one and brought back some old memories of back in the day in Richmond hockey on the number 2. Yes, Nux fan, I did watch them quickly last week, but I should have watched them closer to today so I could have remembered them more. But thanks for sending those on. I really appreciate that, Nux fan. Dell, one of the most positive folks on Canucks Twitter these days. I'm just keeping my mouth shut on here right now. On there right now. Dell, yes, you are one of the most. Are you saying that I am or you are? I know that I am, but I'm sure you are as well. Yeah, there's always something going on Canucks Twitter, whether it's Holtby's mask or PD on Spit and Chicklets. And I'm actually friends with a lot of the people that are the poop disturbers on there. So I try not to get involved as well. I just kind of let things kind of even some guys. There'll be arguments I see. I don't want to name names. There'll be arguments I see where between people and they're fighting with each other, and I'm actually friends with both sides. So it is kind of nuts. Dexter, not even trying to bait you into anything here. What is that white dot above the Seahawks logo on your shirt? Yeah, I caught it. It was a bit of a fluff. I got it. I know, Dexter, you got me doing funny things, looking under my chair, looking behind me and stuff like that. But that's very funny, Dexter. But I trust you, Dexter. I trust you. So do not betray that trust. Fangirl, congrats on 31 years dating. Thank you. Nux fan and on pond behind his hospital. Yes. Peter Hughes, your thoughts on people against Holtby's mask because of cultural appropriation. It's not a great way to welcome Holtby to Vancouver, and his wife had to delete her Twitter account. Yeah, Peter Hughes, that one was tricky to me because as I learn more about it, I can see where either Indigenous people or people that even aren't Indigenous but feel that it was appropriation. I can see where they're coming from. I do. But I can also see where Holtby, not ignorant because he's not smart, but just didn't know any better. He's always used this mask guy, right? This mask artist. So yeah, it's a weird way to welcome Holtby here, but he's been saying all the right things, but it's led to a greater conversation. For me, I was not bothered by it. And I actually work with, someone in the diocese who is in charge of First Nations ministry. So I do understand the culture and things a little bit. So I get that even if you're not using an Indigenous artist, that you should at least ask for, it'd be nice to ask for permission. It's not a requirement, but I guess that's where they're coming from. And the fact that someone else is making money off an Indigenous design. So I get that as well. But I also don't sweat that kind of stuff. And yeah, so to answer your question, my thoughts on the people against them, they obviously have the right to express their opinion. I don't necessarily agree with that opinion, but there are certain ways that you can have conversation about issues like this without being so antagonistic, being so conflict ready that it could be handled a lot better. But what else do you expect from Canucks Twitter? Dexter, I can't believe people are getting mad over Holtby's mask. People are so soft nowadays. Okay, we know where yours coming from, Dexter. Rob, since it looks like we'll have an all-Canadian division, do you think it gives Canada a better chance of having a team in the Stanley Cup Finals? In theory, yes. In theory, yes, because although the Canadian teams are spread out over 3 of the 4 divisions, generally, right? Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton are in the Pacific, Winnipeg's in the Central, Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto are in, are they in the Metro or the Atlantic? Whatever, one of the 2 eastern ones. Whereas before you had teams spread out across the 3, but no Canadian teams made it to the Final 4. Atlantic, thanks Dexter. This way, you know that a Canadian team, if they go with a standard, 16 to 8 to 4 to 2, and then 4 divisions of 4, you know that a Canadian team is going to be in the Final 4 for sure, no matter which Canadian team comes out of the division. Of course, you can't have more than one Canadian team in the Final 4, but that's the whole point, right? So yes, technically, it gives a Canadian team a better chance of having a team in the Stanley Cup Finals just by the math. Edmund, I think the Holtby mask criticism got blown out of proportion. In my opinion, he didn't really need to apologize. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, a bunch of ones saying, read all the comments. Andrew, it's more personal. Cool. Community out. Yes, here. Yes. Dexter, your reactions to questions are quality. Thanks, Dexter. I try and say something thoughtful for everything. I'm not sure if it always works. Peter Hughes, the NBA preseason has already started, and I feel Tuesday. Yeah, Peter Hughes, I couldn't even believe when they were playing a game two days ago. I thought it was a replay of the bubble games, but no, it's preseason's on right now. Brad, hey Brad, that's a new name. Welcome. Do you think the Canucks will experiment with both Hughes and Schmidt on the top power play unit, maybe spread out the forwards a bit for power play 2? I don't think so. I think generally the best power plays have 1 defenseman and 4 forwards. And you don't want to really spread out the talent, because your first power play unit is supposed to get 60 to 75% of the time, right? The first minute, get off for a bit, and then come on for the last 20, 30 seconds again. So no, I wouldn't do that. I would have Hughes anchor PP1, Schmidt anchor PP2. Pat, Demko, good season, great season, or Vezina candidate season? Let's go with good season, because great tells me like playoff material, and I'm not sure if the team in front of him is going to be that good or as good. And I think the compression of the schedule, the fact that we might have injuries, I think he'll have a good season. I'm not worried about him at all, but I'm not convinced he's going to have a great season, and I don't think he's ready for Vezina consideration just yet. Daz Money, what do you think about the NHL Network ranking Petey the 38th best player? American media still sleeping on Pettersson. Yeah, I'm going to vlog about that tomorrow, Daz Money. I think they had Hughes at 40, something like 47 or 48, right? In the 40 to 50, and then they had Pettersson as 38. Yeah, I put him above a lot of those guys between 31 and 38 for sure. But I don't know if you could argue that he's in the top 30 yet, or maybe at least not the top 20. Maybe you could argue top 30. I'll have to look at the list, the next 10 when they come out next week. But yeah, 38 in the entire league seems a little low. Seems a little low for sure. Maybe top 30 or top 25 at the highest. Dexter, you took the dot off. Yes. Edmund, would you want to take the vaccine right away? If you could, I would have given the opportunity. Yes. Yeah, there's no Catholic moral dilemma behind it. So I will take it as soon as I'm allowed to. I'm not expecting to take it sooner than people that need it more than I do. But yeah, I'll get it. We had a good chat about this over dinner today with the family. Fangirl, I can't wait for next season to start. Me and you both. Debut Hunter, any Canucks players you think will exceed public expectation this season? Well, I think Besser's going to have a bounce back season, whether or not that exceeds expectations. I think we're going to be really surprised by Nate Schmidt, and I'm hoping that Ole Juolevi has a really good season as well. Coach Rob, out of all the live streams in 2020, you had what was the most memorable one? The car crash night, the one you thought you got hacked, the one we had to use Zoom, or is there another one? Well, it definitely wasn't the Zoom one. That was fun, but I think that was an experiment, just one and done. I'm not going to do it once a month like I originally thought. It was okay, but I think the interaction even this way is better, and it goes faster. Yeah, the car crash was memorable, but I think maybe, the ones anytime we finished off a series. So the time that we finished off Minnesota, that one was fun. There was one crazy one. Was it the one we knocked St. Louis out, where we had over 100 people and people were trying to get me to swear in other languages? And then I thought I had to get a moderator. I thought it was one after, maybe it's when we eliminated St. Louis in game number 6. That one was quite memorable. The car crash one was scary. And the hacking one, I can't remember when it was, if that was one of the St. Louis ones as well. But some of those St. Louis ones were fun. The Vegas ones we were just kind of scared the whole time. Edmund, if Hamnick does sign, it'll be a 1-year deal. I agree. Andrew's 43. Dexter says, show us the name. Okay, I'm just catching up now. Peter Hughes says, I'm 30. Very good, very good. Let's see. Dexter says, Andrew. No, that was the name below. Dell, I'm 48, a Canucks fan and bowler as well. Nice, nice. Dell, where do you bowl? That's awesome. Went 10 pin last Thursday, 146 and 150 for 2 games. Not bad at all. Not bad, Dell. Was that on a house pattern or an actual challenger sport pattern? Regardless, good for you, Dell. That's pretty cool. Where do you live? That's awesome. Dexter, Andrew, when was your birthday? Nahal says, Clay. Hi, Clay. How are you? I'm great. How are you? Nahal, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Peter Hughes, can your wife read your writing, and does she have nicer writing? Yeah, here's my wife's writing. So I think there's emos right there. So I think you'd agree that her writing is a lot nicer than mine. And no, she cannot read my writing, and she doesn't even bother trying. Why aggravate yourself? Rios, yo, what's up, Clay? I wasn't here for the last stream, but I'm back. Yes, Rios, you're noticeable, conspicuous. You're noticeable by your absence, but I'm glad that you are back here. Dexter, oh wow, that's bad. I think you're talking about my writing. Yep. And yes, Dexter, she did write that. That is her writing. Yeah. Now, Gil, my wife's got good writing. Well, she's a teacher. She's a teacher. Gail. Oh, she might be sleeping already. Yeah, no, this isn't like printed out or whatever. This is her writing, I think. Actually, maybe now that I think about it, it's printed out. Because now all the numbers look the same. Okay, bad example. Hold on. Actually, the only thing, yeah, this is really good TV, I know. The only thing that I can find in writing's got all like our visa numbers and stuff on it. So I'll have to show you next time. So yes, it's not as nice as this, but it's pretty darn close because she is a teacher. Okay, sorry about that. Andrew, I'm getting attention on my age. How nice. Haha, Dexter, I screenshot it so I can figure it out. Okay. Shannon, hi, Clay. Shannon, hi, Shannon. Nice to see you. Del, I'm Indigenous. Loved it. My sister didn't and ripped me a new one for supporting, but things will be made right. Awesome. No, thanks for sharing that, Del. Luis, hey, Clay, happy anniversary. Thanks, Luis. Thank you. Fangirl, what's one Christmas tradition your parents did with you and your siblings that you have passed on to your wife and kids? Actually, Fangirl, not a lot of traditions growing up. My family wasn't Catholic or religious growing up. That was more when I started dating Gail. So it didn't have really a lot of traditions. We'd get together with families on Christmas Eve, come home, sleep, and we'd always do our gifts on Christmas Day. But really not a lot of traditions actually. Yeah, that's a good point actually. And I don't feel like bad or neglected or that I was missing out. Yeah, we just didn't have any, I'd say, traditions that were out of the ordinary, just maybe routines more than traditions. Oliver, hey Clay, sorry for missing last week's stream. No need to apologize. When you guys miss it, don't apologize. That's fine. You guys have busy lives. I appreciate you, but it's your loss. Oliver, I just finished my final exams and have another road test in a month. Well, congrats on your finals and good luck on your road test. I have a gut feeling you're going to pass this one. Andrew, just wondering, do you collect hockey cards on your favorite players? Andrew, I used to. When I was small, I used to. And we have a Gretzky rookie. My mom, I think, still has it. I'm going to ask her what she did with it. But we have the old set when I was growing up. Remember, I'm 46 years old, so these are old cards. But yeah, I have a Gretzky rookie at home, so I got to figure out where that is. Shannon says, happy anniversary. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. Dexter says the Atlantic, yes. Wes, do you think the Canucks will be able to pick up Travis Hamonic? Maybe, but they got to make some do some cap gymnastics for sure. Nahal, did you see the NHL Network's top 50? I just don't understand how can someone actually agree with that list. Yeah, I didn't know the methodology. I'm not sure if they had, maybe someone else can answer this. They did a list of top defensemen, top centers, top wingers, top goalies. Did they, in their top 50, are they staying true to keeping those guys in the same order? Meaning, Elias Pettersson in the top 50, he wouldn't jump ahead of someone that he was ranked behind in the top centers, right? Remember, he was number 16 in the top centers. So I wonder if he got ranked higher than any of the other 15 centers, or if they're using the same order and then slotting them in by position, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd be interested. But yes, I have to go through the list a bit more, but I don't think it was the best list. That's for sure. Next fan. Read an article that talked about who Seattle would take for expansion draft. They said, Holtby, do you agree? I think that's the easy answer, but not in a cop-out way. I think that's the logical answer, and that's why the Canucks signed him for 2 years as opposed to 1, because you have to have a goalie that's under contract exposed. However, the Canucks also backloaded the contract, so it's disadvantageous for Seattle to choose Holtby. But no, I still think Holtby is the front runner. It could be another one of our young guys if we can't protect like a Cole Lind or a Tyler Mott or a Zach McEwen, because the numbers will have to shake out that way. But no, I wouldn't disagree with Holtby, a Nucks fan. Edmund, I'm actually shocked Mike Hoffman hasn't signed yet. Yeah, the first wave of free agents happening, then not a lot happened for 6 weeks, and I think we're going to start to see things pick up again. But he's obviously not worried about it yet. Edmund, do you think the Rockets will trade James Harden? I think eventually, yes. But he says he's going to be professional and play it out, but we'll see. Michael, when will Travis Green re-sign? I think they're waiting to see what the NHL arrangement's going to look like, but I think it'll get done before the season starts. I really do. Also, Troy Stetcher from Detroit. What are you talking about, next fan? Also, Troy Stetcher from Detroit. Oh yes, in the mock draft. Yeah, perhaps. Detroit probably won't use a spot to expose him. Shannon, heading to bed now. No problem, Shannon. Thanks for being here. John, hi Clay. Hello, John. Hunter, when getting to 32 teams and can run 4 teams from each division, no need for wild card. What would your thoughts be on a playoffs with a 1 division team in each quadrant? Spread it out, mix the matchups with 1 division team in each quadrant. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, it doesn't really build rivalry, right? You're supposed to build rivalries during the regular season, so then it gets ramped up in the playoffs. I like the mix for sure, the variety, but I think from a playoff structure, you want to stay regional or within the division. I hear what you're saying, Hunter, though. Edmund, did you watch the Monday night football game? Lamar Jackson had a Luongo game 5 versus Ducks. Yes, I watched that entire second half. It was crazy. And because of that fantasy league that I was talking about, there are 5 guys that were in the running for spots 3 and 4. Top 4 make the playoffs. And then basically 3 guys finished 7-7 and 2 guys finished 6-8. But they were all right there. Or no, 4 guys finished 7-7, 1 guy finished 6-8. It was crazy. But yeah, that was a very entertaining game. Brad, how long do you think it takes for Markstrom to get injured this year? Well, I don't want to think negatively, but I have a feeling he doesn't last the whole season. It's just he got injured twice last season, and that was on a regular schedule, right? Not a compressed schedule. But I don't wish that on him, but I would not be surprised if that does happen. John, the Seahawks won. Yeah, they did. Dexter, no way she wrote that. You're right. I'm not sure what I was thinking. That writing looks printed. You're right in the hall. Louise, your wife's writing is amazing. What the heck? Yes, that's because it wasn't her writing. My bad. Peter Hughes, well, your wife has nice writing. It looks like it was typed out. Yes, you're correct. No, my teacher's writing is nothing close to that. West, Hoglander making the lineup? I don't think so. At least not the main 12 forward lineup. I think he'll be on the taxi squad if he chooses to do so. Dexter, I couldn't even read my teacher's writing when she left comments on my rough draft. Well, good, then you don't have to follow them. Dexter, you should probably write Petter Hughes and Dell's name down. You got it? I got it right here. I got Dell here at 48, and I got Andrew at 43. But thank you. And Petter Hughes at 30. Thank you, Dexter. No Hall says happy anniversary. Thank you. Westfield says that as well. Thank you. Thank you. Dell, it was a house pattern. Kelowna. Oh, Bold and West Kelowna at Pins and Pints was a YBC provincial champ. First time in 30 years, house balls and house shoes, but I pulled out my NBC. Well, that's good. So Dell and others, I've talked about this before, but Dell, you should check out my son's YouTube channel. It's called JR Pro Shop Vids, and they're gaining 100 subscribers a day. They had 4,000 subscribers when today started, and they're at 4,100 now. I'm at 5,300. They're going to pass me by the end of this year, which is pretty cool. Like they deserve it. And they've built out a really good niche in the bowling community. But yes, JR Pro Shop Vids. I actually made my, I was in their one last week, but only as a cameo. But they're doing so, and Jacob in particular, really, really good editor. So Dell, check it out. And yes, we've been up to Kelowna at McCurdy many times over the past 6 or 7 seasons. And I think, Dell, I told you that my son Jacob, 2-time national champion, national record holder for a 232 average in his tournament, which, as you know, is outstanding on a sports shot. So no, maybe a challenge pattern, but still very good. And for those of you that don't follow bowling, I'm sorry for that 1 minute you're not going to get back. Okay, Andrew, grade that Gretzky rookie when you find it. Yes, I gotta talk to my mom about that for sure. Oliver, happy anniversary, Clay. Do you think NHL will return in a month? If not January 13th, I think by the end of January for sure. So 4 to 6 weeks. Fangirl, my dad who died when I was a baby became Catholic after meeting my mom. Oh, that's a beautiful story. Fangirl, same as me. I became Catholic after meeting Gail. West, how can they say McCarr and Hughes are super close, but then put Hughes 46 and McCarr 34? Yeah, I did see that. I did see that McCarr. But then on the top defenseman list, wasn't like Hughes 12 and McCarr was 8? So, 4 spots apart. And then 12 spots in the big list. That makes sense when you think about the other positions. Hunter, thank you for the $3 donation. That is very, very generous of you. Completely unnecessary, but very generous of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nux fan, Gretzky rookie mint condition went for 1.7 million the other day. Yes, I definitely know mine's not mint, but yes, that's what made me think of that. Nux fan, as I saw that story as well. Petter Hughes. How do you think next year's draft will be like? It's hard to scout players without them playing games. The top picks might become bust, and the bottom picks might become superstars. Indeed, this will be a weird year to watch for sure, to draft. And drafts are always a crapshoot, but maybe even more this year. Landon, howdy. Hello, Landon. What is your favorite reverse retro jersey? I like the Quebec Nordiques one, Colorado Avalanche, and I like the LA Kings one. Nahal, sorry to hear about your dad, fangirl. Yes, that was very sweet of you, Nahal. Petter Hughes, Luongo tweeted about relating to Lamar Jackson situation. Oh, that's crazy. By the way, I'm not sure if I vlogged about this. I just mentioned once, Luongo actually DM'd me this week, which is kind of cool. After the virtual hot stove with BX and Burroughs and Kessler, someone named Strongbone was in the comment section. Then I tweeted about it, and then Roberto Luongo actually DM'd me and said actually that wasn't me, and then it was kind of cool. Then we had a nice chat, and then I asked him to be in one of my Zoom chats, and he politely declined. Nahal, what is that list of names? Nahal, this list of names is ages of people, and I did this like one long time ago on one of my streams, and I'd be adding to it. But Nahal, I just realized that you're not on it. But Nahal, type in your age real quick. I'm pretty sure it's 16 or 17, right? Nahal, so write your age down, and I'll write it down right at the top, and then we will go from there. 14, yes. So I gave you too much credit. Not too much credit. I gave you too much age. There we go. Rome, are you going to run a regular season hockey pool this year, Clay? Rome, I do hockey pools with my friends. One fantasy pool that it's a franchise year over year, and then another one with my church guys, just typical draft, and then one with my mom's work, and that's usually enough for me. I probably won't do. I'd like to say the playoff one that's a little more unique, where we're allocating points. But I could be convinced otherwise. Roma might be a fun thing to do, maybe for people on this channel specifically. So I'll think about that. Might figure out a way to do an easy one. Fangirl, How would you react if and when the Canucks win the cup? Well, I'll go crazy. I'll be so happy. I thought that I was going to experience that in 2011. Nahal, where do you think the Canucks will place in the All Canadian division? Nahal, I've vlogged about this a couple times. My latest projections have them at third. I got Toronto 1, Calgary 2, Vancouver 3, Montreal, Edmonton, and Winnipeg fighting for 4, 5, 6, and Ottawa 7. So I think it's been close. I think Toronto, we're not talking about regular playoff success. I think Toronto's got a pretty well balanced lineup, a lot of firepower. I'll give Toronto the edge. Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver is my prediction. Del, will do. I've seen your kids' vids. Oh, thank you, Del. I appreciate that. My parents were both NBC coaches. That's awesome. That's awesome. John, LeBron James didn't play yesterday. Oh, I did not know that, John. Hunter, again, thanks for that $3 donation. John, Anthony Davis didn't play yesterday. Why? I don't know. I don't follow NBA as much. Michael, I want to see you do a Zoom chat with the hockey guy. Yeah, Shannon doesn't do a lot of collabs. I know he did one recently, but yeah, as I've said, I don't watch all of Shannon's stuff. I have huge respect for him. He's built up his channel, and I've heard that he's a super nice guy. So I have nothing bad to say about him, but I also don't have any motivation to actually chat with him from a standpoint of if I did, it would look like that I would be using him too strong of a word, but it would look like I'd be going for some of his clout or the fact that he has a lot of subscribers. Now, some people might think, well, that's smart. You should be doing that stuff. And it sounds like I've been doing that anyways. That's why I'm trying to get James Duthie and Darren Traeger and blah, blah, blah. But those are people that I've interacted with before. And Shannon, I haven't really interacted with him. So maybe I need to open up that communication channel first before just asking him out of the blue. But I will definitely take your feedback. Your suggestion, Michael. I appreciate that. Nahal said he's 14. Fangirl says, what happened to David Booth? Is he still in the NHL? Oh, no, he's long gone. I think he went to the K for a bit. And I think he's retired now. Although I did like him when he was here. Dexter, Lou, go shut you down. If only he could shut the Bruins down in Game 7, like he shut you down. That's true. Yes, he was. He struggled in the games, especially in Boston. Rob, a box type hockey pool would be fun when we pick a player from each box. Yeah, and those are easy to run. And yeah, that's true. Those are easy to run, and then you just enter it into a software, and boom, it's done for you already. By the way, I like the fact that these numbers are creeping up. I know last week's was really small. We're almost at 40 people, which is pretty cool. Nahal, do you think Demko has the potential to be the best goalie in Canucks history? When you put it like that, it sounds like no, because that seems like a really, really high honor, but I've talked many times about the Canucks having Luongo type hopes for Demko. I've said that many times. You guys have heard me say that. And if we think that he can be as good as Markstrom or eclipse Markstrom, then maybe now he's already top 3. Like he could be potentially top 3 with Luongo and McLean. So does he have a potential? I think he has the potential. Will he actually do it? Doubtful, but you never know. I would love him to, but I think he can certainly be an outstanding goalie in Canucks history. Absolutely. I want him to. I love him. I love him. I like him a lot. Fangirl, I watched the whole Cup run in Game 7, Cup finals, turned off TV after Bruins scored the first goal. Yeah, that game just did not feel good. Dexter, Fangirl Gaming, turned off the Game 7 Stanley Cup final. Wow, yeah, she saved herself some agony. Dexter, I would never be able to shut off a Canucks game no matter what the score. That's fair. Peter Hughes, the hockey guy, did a Canucks season preview a few days ago, and he says he doesn't think Besser won't be a Canuck long term. Peter Hughes, are you saying he doesn't think Besser will be a Canuck long term? Do you agree with him? Well, I think Besser's contract is going to be problematic because he's going to be owed $7.5 million at least after this current one. And if he doesn't have a good next 2 seasons, the Canucks might not think he's worth re-signing, especially if the cap doesn't go up. I would love to see him here long term because I think he can be a big piece of our core. So I'm going to say that, yeah, he will be here, but it's not a slam dunk. John says, is Shannon the hockey guy? And Landon says, yes, he is. Rome, have you watched The Chosen yet, Clay? If not, I highly recommend it. Season 1 is available on YouTube. Yeah, Rome, I haven't watched it. I am going to for sure. I've been focusing on another series called The Search. That's a Catholic series that I've been hosting every week for the Archdiocese, a panel discussion every Thursday night. But yes, I will. I'll be watching The Chosen over the break for sure. Debut Hunter saw David Booth playing on Australia post Canucks era in the Canucks in the Canada versus USA Hockey World Exhibition Game Story. Yeah, I liked Booth. He had potential, but he went knee on knee with a Colorado Avalanche defenseman named Kevin Porter, and it was never the same after that, I don't think. Peter Hughes says, doesn't think Besser will be a Canuck. Okay, gotcha. John, Road Jr. starts soon. They do. Duffman says, hey, Clay. Hello, Duff. Peter Hughes says, yes. Typo, no problem. Oliver, who's the next Canucks to get his jersey retired? Duffman says, Edler. Yeah, I don't know if Edler's done enough. I think he's a Ring of Honor candidate, but he's just like an average to above average player, but he's not like a superstar. I don't think Edler gets his jersey retired. I would not be surprised. Like Bieksa, Edler, Luongo maybe, but he got his jersey retired in Florida. If it's not Luongo, I think it won't be till Pettersson or Hughes, quite frankly, because I don't think there's no one else from the Sedin's era that should go up there. So I think we might be looking at PD or Hughes for the next jersey. So that's got to be 15, 20 years from now, right? Once their career is done. Yeah. I thought Mike Richards accidentally injured Booth. Edmund, that's correct. Richards also hurt Booth as well. Dexter, Duffman, you on the can? Duffman, I was. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. Rob says, if Vancouver misses the playoffs, could that be it for Benning and Green? I don't think that would be it for Green because I think he showed how good of a coach he was this season. I think as long as it's a narrow miss at the playoffs and they don't completely crash and burn, I don't think it'd be Green. I think Benning would be more in the hot seat as opposed to Green. Green, you can only coach the players that you're given, right? Fangirl, do you think Luongo or even Hamhuis would come back to coach for Vancouver? I don't think Luongo would. I think there's too many good and bad memories here, and I'm not sure about Hamhuis, to be honest with you. Brad, sorry I'm late. No problem, Brad. Who are you most excited to watch in the World Juniors who isn't tied to the Canucks? Thanks for the content. You're welcome, Brad, and I always appreciate your positive feedback. Non-Canucks, I am excited to watch Team Canada then, because technically there are no Vancouver Canucks players on Team Canada and Team USA. I'm excited to see both of them because there's some really good players on both teams, especially on the offensive side. So I'm really excited about watching those two teams, and then of course, Pod calls in with Russia as well. Peter Hughes, do you Dexter? Nope. John says David Booth playing the KHL. Okay, so he's still playing. Very good. Dexter, speaking of Luongo, he has some greasy lettuce. No wonder why he was a Canuck. Yes, he had some good lettuce for sure. Peter Hughes, do you think the Sedins will get accepted to the Hockey Hall of Fame? I do. They didn't win a Stanley Cup, but their career totals are outstanding. Their community service is unparalleled, and they also won some major awards as well. Nux fan, what is your opinion on 19, 20-year-olds having to watch right now in junior because of COVID? They are legally adults. Oh, yes. I never thought about that. Yeah, that watch now, meaning they can't play, then that's tricky. That puts them in a really, really tough spot, if that's what you're asking, Nux. But maybe you can clarify your question if I didn't answer it to your satisfaction. Brad, would you like to see the NHL use the play-in qualifier rounds again this season? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. It will be a cash grab if there are fans allowed in the stands. But I think you're watering it down a little bit too much. And the Canucks would have made it top 16 points percentage and projected points. So I thought it was fun, but it adds another round of playoffs. And does that further dilute it when you get further down the road? Messes up kind of draft things as well. We had that draft lottery debacle. So I'm fine with them going back to 16 teams. Dexter, I think Luongo choked in Game 7 because Benning, while he was with the Bruins, was chirping Luongo and saying that his greasy lettuce isn't as good as Benning. Yeah, it was a battle of the hairdos for sure. That could have been very tough. John says some Canada players have the virus. Yeah, there's the virus going through a few of the teams for sure. Dexter, seriously, John, who and when did you hear this? No, I think John's probably talking about prior, where there are a few Canadian players that couldn't even make it to final cuts, I think. Peter Hughes, did you see Hoglander's between the legs goal today? No, he did another one. I saw the one that he did 3 days ago. That was sick, coming out of the corner across the slot and through his legs. If he did another one, no, I have not seen it yet, and I need to check it out. I'm excited for him, but I still think he's a year or two away, maybe a year away. Fangirl, I didn't enjoy having 2 draft lottery draws. Yeah, it was a little bit crazy. Dexter, he's probably talking about 3 weeks ago. You're talking about the virus, yes. Hot Take, hello. How are you, Hot Take? How are you, John? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. I'm not sure if you were streaming tonight, but hope things are good. And not sure why you're up at like 1:45 a.m. all the time, but thanks for being here. Nick, if Demko wins the Stanley Cup in Vancouver, would he be considered their best goalie? By virtue of being the only goalie to lead us to a Stanley Cup, presuming that he was a big part of it, yeah, I think a lot of people would shoot him right up to the best goalie, best Canucks goalie ever ranked, because he would have done something that no other Canucks goalie has done. Fangirl says, hi, hot take. Love the new profile picture. Thank you. It was just a picture that I had from before, from a year ago, when I got the jersey. And then my son, Jacob, who's bona fide video editor, learning Photoshop now, he just kind of put it on the blue and green gradient and outlined it a little bit. But thank you. I appreciate that. Hot take sends back, hi, back to Fangirl. Dexter, wait, Hoglander wouldn't be able to play today because his loan ended yesterday. Yeah, so maybe that was the goal from a couple days ago. Bucks fan, can't play or practice, have to watch from the stands, will be reconsidered on January. I see what you're saying, because of, yeah, that's crazy. So they got to wait another month. That's really tough for their development. Zed, hey Clay, just finished my essay. How's your day? Well, welcome, Zed. I hope your essay went well. What was it for? And my day has been great. Thank you. I won my fantasy pool. I had a good day at work. I'm a month off of studying for my master's, so things are really good, but thank you. Hot take. Also, do you think your Hawks have a chance? That Giants loss was embarrassing. Yes, I was talking earlier, John, how, and people know that I'm not a bandwagon Seahawks fan. I've written 2 songs about the team. They're my most highly viewed videos here on YouTube. But I don't live or die with the Hawks from a standpoint. I don't get upset massively if they lose a regular season game. Playoffs might be a different story. But yeah, it's nice for them to come back against the Jets. We'll see. They're, as Edmund said, they're Jekyll and Hyde team for sure. Depends on the defense, and it depends on how Russell Wilson is playing. Nahal, I'd be so disappointed if the season pauses because of COVID. COVID is so annoying. It's gotten so bad. My grandparents end up getting it, and they don't even go anywhere. I'm really sorry to hear that, Nahal. And yes, this COVID is taking its strain on people working, on people in families, illnesses, deaths, isolation, mental health. It's a really tough situation. It really, really is. Hot take, our Hawks. Yes. Our Hawks. Hey, good. So we're mutually like them. That's good. Fangirl, does Trampkin get a chance with another NHL team? I'm not sure. Someone might take a flyer, but as you guys know, not Philadelphia Flyers. Someone might take a chance on them. But as you guys know, I'm not his biggest fan. I might, maybe for the end of the year, I might do a quick sporkle or a quick quiz. How well do you know Canuck Clay, just for the heck of it? And it'll be just kind of stuff that I've talked about on my vlogs and my streams. And maybe I'll award a prize for whoever has the highest mark. Maybe I'll try something like that. Yeah, maybe that might be kind of fun. It's a little self-centered, but this whole notion of YouTube live streams is self-centered, right? Hot take says, go Seahawks. Go Hawks, go indeed. Edmund, will you watch the new Wonder Woman movie during Christmas? Probably not. I don't have a real interest, but if we make it a family movie night, sure. We did Mulan over the weekend. I thought it was just okay. Peter Hughes, COVID is already about 1 year old. Yeah, the first cases were just as the year was turning. So sad, so crazy. Brad, who wore number 1 better, McLean or Luongo? I've been around. I'm old enough to be a fan of both, but Luongo is my favorite Canucks player of all time, so I'm going to say Roberto Luongo. John says, go Seahawks. Yep. Hot take. Yeah, I'm the same. My fan order for team go Leafs, Raptors, Seahawks, Blue Jays, NFL and MLB could be swapped. Well, that's good. I like that. I think mine will be Canucks, obviously. I'm still a massive BC Lions fan. Yeah. Oh, by the way, John, I'm not sure if you knew this, or if you saw my vlog from a year ago, or if you even heard this. I was actually in Toronto for the Raptors parade. I was delayed because of storms, trying to fly back from Dallas to Vancouver. I did a speaking gig in Dallas, had to fly back to Vancouver, but my flight out of Dallas got delayed, so I missed my connection. No connection. There's no flight from Dallas to Vancouver. So I had a nonstop ticket to Vancouver. I missed Father's Day because of it. And then Air Canada or WestJet rerouted me through Toronto. But then the Raptors parade was the very next day. So I ended up flying from Dallas to Toronto at midnight, called up a friend, and she had me stay at her house. It's kind of funny with her family. And then I woke up in the morning and I basically said to this girl's mom, I hope you're not used to your daughter bringing home men in the middle of the night. Well, I thought it was funny. And then she took me to the Raptors parade, and then I flew home. So I missed Father's Day. I missed Jacob's awards presentation, but I got the A-okay for them. And I got to go to the Raptors championship parade last June. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Fangirl, when COVID goes away, we'll all be singing bye, bye, bye. Yes. Oh, Nathan's here. Nathan Limtong. Hi, Tito Clay. How are you? It's Nate. Nate, I'm so glad you're here. I miss you. I wish we could see you, but we got to honor this COVID thing. And everyone say hello to, it says Jonathan there, but that's my nephew, Nathan. Tito means uncle, basically in Filipino. So if you guys have seen my Twitter accounts of the boy from the Philippines, so I'm teaching how to play street hockey, wicked one-timer now, that is Nathan. So if you want to say hello to Nathan in the chat, I'm sure he'd appreciate that very much. Glad you're here, Nathan. But you should go to bed, man. You got school tomorrow. What are you doing? Shane, how do you think the Canucks will do in the Canadian division? Shane, you may have missed it earlier. I said third behind Toronto and Calgary. Liam, Clay, how's it going? I'm great, Liam. Hope you're doing well as well. Zed, my essay was about a time about when we were a bad kid. Okay, well, hopefully that's not a recent experience, Zed. Liam, I honestly hope the Canucks find a way to sign Hamonic, just as irony because they signed all the Canucks players. Yeah, we should start getting some Flames players now. Liam's laughing. John, I'm a Toronto Raptor fan. Awesome. Dexter, did you have to pay extra when you went to Toronto, or did they let you go because of the reroute? Yeah, I didn't have to pay anything to the airline for sure, and they didn't put me up anywhere either though, because it was an act of God, right? It was because of weather that I was delayed, that as opposed to mechanical or whatever, then they did not have to put me up anywhere. I could have just stayed at the airport overnight, but I got to go stay at my friend's house and watch the parade, which is pretty cool. Fangirl, I watched the Raptors win the championship, but not really a fan. No problem. Hot take. Wow, I was there at the parade. Wow, that's wild. Sorry that happened. No problem, John. So, John, I was, oh gosh, I was right in front of the TD building. Is it University and Willingdon or Wellington or something? Does that make sense, John? Is there a TD building downtown that was right on the parade route, and the cross street was Wellington, or it started with a W? I did a vlog about it. Maybe if you want to look it up later, you can, but you don't have to. Yeah, I kind of chronicled the Raptors parade, which is kind of cool. Yeah, but that's where I was. Where were you, John, at the parade? I hope you were safe. I trust that you were. I used to work there. Oh, where? At the TD? Crazy. Okay, let me go in order though. John, 2020 has been a very bad year for everyone. I agree. Rob saying hi, Nathan. Fangirl says hi, Nate. Hot take is giving Nathan some hype. That's pretty sweet. Don't worry, Nathan. That's a good thing. John scared me when the first time he came in here as well. That was pretty funny, John. We were just talking about that too before you came in here. Rob says Nathan. Dexter says Nathan hype. Peter Hughes says to Nathan, "Are you Nate Schmidt?" I don't think he knows what you're talking about. Edmund says, "If Hamnock could sign, we year 1 million. It'd be a year. I think it'll be a tiny bit more than $1 million, but maybe not much more." Hunter, best part of 2020 for Clay and crew here. Best part of 2020 for me. Yeah, that's a good question. We didn't get to travel anywhere because of COVID. Maybe it was just reconnecting with family, not that I ever got disconnected. And I think another thing is at work, I've made some great strides in my career, doing a lot of speaking, doing a lot of on-air hosting our big fundraiser for the Catholic Church. So I think from a work standpoint, I've had a chance to focus on that as well. Kind of a boring answer, right? John says, yes, hot take. I used to work there. Gotcha. Brad, I was reading that the Canucks have engaged with Hoffman again. They're just waiting to see what happens with Furlan and Altair. Yeah, that's $3.5 million. Hot take, it was probably University of Wellington. That sounds exactly right. University of Wellington. Or Bay. No, it wasn't Bay. I was on University Road for sure. So let's go with University of Wellington. Duffman, do you like the new retro jerseys, Clay? I think they're okay. I don't love them, but I certainly don't hate them. And I think I'll like them more as I see the Canucks play in them. Dexter, my best part of 2020 was the Canucks playoff run. Yes. And Canada winning the World Juniors. Those are good things. Brad says, best part of 2020 was playoff hockey in the summer. That was good. Absolutely. Rob, when you found the ring, that must be the highlight. Oh, Rob, that's true. I canceled a Sunday night stream because we lost Gail's ring. And I then did the stream on the Monday night because we found the ring during the Monday. I think that's the way it went. Great. Well, you got a good memory, Rob. You know my life better than I do. Fangirl, the worst part of 2020 was the isolation and that I had a death in the family, not from COVID at least. Yes, that was very sad. Edmund, curious in public, have you seen someone make a scene about not wearing a mask? I saw one today at my break from work at the Robson Best Buy. Oh, no, I have not seen one yet. I hope it worked out okay, Edmund. Dexter, HSM, what about a good part of 2020 for you? Yeah, that's a great question, Dexter. We want to hear good stuff too. John, CFL never played last year because of the virus. Yes, that's true. Dexter, sorry to hear about the death of a family member, by the way. Yep, Brad, have a good night, guys. Fangirl, the best part was summer hockey. I got a hot take. Oh, wait, you found the ring. Awesome. I remember you were really stressed about it. I'm glad. Yes. And, 20 years ago when Gail and I got married, I bought the ring in the Philippines and we brought, I paid a fair chunk in the Philippines, but we brought it home and it was appraised at 5 or 6 times the value that I paid for it, which is generally what happens when you buy stuff from the Philippines. So we were, one of the clasps on Gail's ring was loose. It fell off. Thankfully, we found it in my closet, I guess when she was, straightening my stuff out or whatever. Yeah, but that was a pretty special time. Good memory, hot take. Edmund, Best Buy employee was telling the male individual you have to wear a mask, and he kept showing his exemption card, and they asked him to leave, and he filmed the employee on his... Okay, so technically, does an exemption card mean you don't have to, or should he still have to put the mask on? Interesting. Nux, what about your Whistler trip? How does that rate in 2020? Nux fan, that was a wonderful trip. Thank you for asking. You guys know my life quite well. That was me and Gail, and that was a lot of fun. That was the highlight for sure. But compared to where we wanted to go, we had plans to go to Rome. That would be nice. And then our family, this Saturday, we were supposed to fly to LA for Disneyland. We've been to Disney about 8 or 9 times, but never during Christmas. It's Kayla's 13th birthday. We're excited to celebrate there, but we'll have to wait for that as well. John says your dad died in 2016. Sorry to hear, John. My dad died in 2004, actually. Dexter, have you seen that kid who goes around school and sees if teachers' diamonds are fake or not? The teachers got so mad and called their husbands. I have not seen that, Dexter. Is that a YouTube thing? Edmund, I think Best Buy said it didn't matter if you had a card or not from what I overheard, but then again, I was trying not to get involved. Yeah, those are tough situations because you want to be understanding, but you want to uphold policy as well. Fangirl, I feel bad for the people who want a PS5 but can't find one to buy. Yeah, it's in high demand. Edmund, they called security and the guy left. Hot take, and a couple days ago, a man got tackled by security in a mall in Newmarket, Ontario for trying to still walk in the store without a mask, and he put his hands on the security guy, and that didn't end well. Yeah, probably not the smartest move. Rob, thanks for a great night. See you all here next Monday at 10. Cool. Hot take says, have a good night, Rob. And John says, NHL lost a lot of money. Okay, we're at the 1 hour mark. Not YouTube, it's on TikTok. I guess I should have asked, you know how cool I am, but I could ask Jake or Kayla to show me. Okay, last thing, you can still write comments, but I won't address any more because I want to wrap this up in the next few minutes. But last week I asked you 4 or 5 questions and I got your input and it's going to help me shape a couple of things. Yeah, that hour did go fast, Hunter. Okay, I lied. I'm still reading this. Dexter, you read my mind. Okay. Dexter, that was pretty amazing, actually. And John, the cap's not going to go up for at least 3 or 4 years. Okay. Last week, I asked you 4 or 5 questions that's going to help me shape the way I reshape my YouTube channel in the new year. So I'm excited about that. I'm grateful for your feedback. So I have one question for you. If you've been following me for a while now, 2 or 3 years ago, not because you said it out loud. It's funny, Dexter, there's my bad writing. Believe it or not, that says 2 on 1. Let me know. So the first thing is, I'll explain what this is, but type in a Y if you can read that as 2 on 1, and type in an N for no. So Y for yes, or N for no if you say in Clay, there's no way that says 2 on 1. Be honest. If I showed that to you, would you know that says 2 on 1? Y for yes, N for no. And be honest. Yeah, after I told you. Yeah, okay. You guys are all thinking that actually, that's not that bad, actually, because I just realized I'm looking at it backwards. Okay. More importantly, you guys, New Year's resolution, learn to write better. No, man, 46 years old, I'm not going to change that. I'd rather work on capitalize on my strengths. Okay, I'm getting distracted. My one question for tonight, 2 or 3 years ago, in my effort to expand my reach to non-Canucks fans, or at least to show that I knew stuff about the NHL, and thank you, John, for that wonderful feedback about being your go-to guy for Canucks content. Yeah, John, that's what I talked about last week. Is I've always thought about diversifying, but I mentioned guys like you, and obviously Gio and Gravite and Rob Talks Hockey and Hot Take Hockey. No, that's you, Hot Take Hockey, and Top Shelf Hockey and Hands Down Hockey. So many good channels that cover the league overall, and I want to be known as their preeminent Canucks vlogger, quite frankly. And that's with all due respect to everyone else doing Canucks stuff, but I want to be known as the go-to Canucks person. It might not mean I have the biggest channel or the biggest following or the biggest sub rate or making the most money, but I do want to use my expertise, my connections with the team, and the fact that I'm a season ticket holder, and the way that I think I present myself. I want to be that guy. So that's the thing. But it kind of ties into what I was going to wind up with. But 2 or 3 years ago, I did this thing called 2-on-1, and I did it at the end of every night for a couple months, and it was basically looking at a non-Canucks story, the one NHL topic that stood out to me. And I would call it 2-on-1 because I would say I spent 2 minutes on one NHL topic. And I just did it. I did it in 2 minutes and 20 seconds so I could upload it to both Twitter and YouTube. And it didn't really catch much traction, but I was talking about, Ovechkin breaking a goal record, or this guy breaking an Ironman streak, or this wonderful play, or this suspension, or whatever. And it was a chance to basically show that I knew more about Canucks. So my question to you then, very simply, is that something, and be very honest, is that something that you would actually watch on my channel, that you would actually go to my channel to look for? Or you can say, no, there's people like John, Hot Take, and there's a lot of other people who are doing some really good stuff already. You don't need another voice in there. So again, put in a 1 if a 1 or why, if you think I should try and bring back the 2-on-1s just to see how it goes, or put in a 2 or a no if you think, no, it's okay, Clay, I'm going to get my NHL news from someone else and I will not be offended at all. Okay, so 1 or a yes if you'd be open to, no, open's the wrong word, if you'd actually watch. Maybe that's the thing, because everyone can say, yeah, go ahead and do it, but you might not watch it. So 1 or a why if you'd actually watch my 2-on-1 videos, and a 2 or a no if you won't, and I would not be offended at all. And I see a lot of great comments, but and I'll go through them after I press the stop stream button. Okay, guys, you guys have been awesome, and yeah, I'll be vlogging throughout the week. Oh, if you're wondering about Zoom channel, so I was able to talk to my good friend Marie Huey, and I posted that today. The Steve Dangle thing hasn't worked yet. We've traded messages, but we haven't been able to line up a time yet. So hopefully that happens, over the next couple weeks. And then I've been talking to Chris Faber of Canucks Army and Canucks Conversation as well. So I have a couple lined up, but we'll see what happens in the next little bit. But in the meantime, as Canucks news breaks, and of course as NHL return to play breaks, I'll be vlogging about that as well. Okay, thanks everyone. No matter where you're watching from, no matter what, I know you could be doing anything else. I do not take you for granted. So thank you for being with me tonight. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video before you go. And yeah, thanks a lot for the great questions, for the great feedback, the great interaction. And I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great rest of the night and a great week. And we'll talk to you next week. God bless. Go Canucks, go.